G'day everyone, welcome back again to another Friday live stream. Today we're going to be doing the form for 7 to 8 races of the Flemington card, which I didn't do yesterday for my preview. Cal Callo has been scratched today, so I'm going to redo the form for race 4 live on stream. So let's have a good night. It's finals day tomorrow, which is probably as exciting as it gets during the winter months. So yeah, can't wait to get stuck into doing the form. I'm going to quickly go through last week how we went, and I've also got the the Google Sheets spreadsheet up here to see if my logic works. So the first race, Son of Kirk I had, and Son of Kirk got the win. It had the most amount of points. Should have won by more in the end, but it fit pretty much all this criteria which I was looking for, so that was good. In race 2, Run Like an Encryption, I thought was a tad stiff. Always Enough got the victory there. It was a messy race, that race number 2, but Always Enough got the result. In race 3, I highlighted 3 runners and I didn't know which one to choose. Miss Swift, Stage and Screen, Illy Ivy. Pretty sure Illy Ivy was the closest to a win. I forget who wins this race. Zarpo's the one. It only had 1 point, so that wasn't great for my logic, but it was a tough race. Just for Show got heavily backed in, but didn't win. It ended up being Harry's Yacht, who actually finished second. On the points. And then in race 7, Along the River. It actually got backed in from $21 to $10 Along the River, and it was disappointing after sitting wide. Was it Keep Your Cool that won the race? I forget. If it was Keep Your Cool, it was on pretty good amount of points anyway, on 3. I'm pretty sure it was Keep Your Cool. If anyone can no, actually it was Zoo Sensation. Zoo Sensation, it was only on 1.5 points. So the logic is on and off a bit. But today we're going to do the form for 8 races. I'm adding 1 selection from Flemington into my unit plays tomorrow, and that is in the last race. But something that I thought of just about 30 minutes ago that I thought I could do, and I'm going to write it in the Google Sheets, is new Quaddie outline. Because I thought, because I do a point system, we can take the highest amount of points of horses in a particular race and turn it into a Quaddie. So yeah, that was my idea. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. For some reason the cursor on my laptop's been very glitchy lately. Anyway, the track outline, so the rails in the true, as it always is for finals day, needs to be in tip-top order. The track condition is currently a soft 6, maybe a soft 5 tomorrow, but with the cold weather, don't know if we're going to get an upgrade, but I think it will be in that soft range. And then the wind is a 15 to 20 kilometre an hour tail breeze around the home turn. So if we look at straight racing, when the rail's in the true, it's typically an advantage to be on the outside, drawn outside. I think that's even going to be an even bigger advantage tomorrow because of the tail breeze around the home turn, which will be hitting the horses on the inside down the straight. So I think that's how it always plays fair, Flemington, but I think in terms of straight racing, there might be a bit of a pattern in that horses drawn towards the inside might need a little bit of coverage from a horse on its inside, if you know what I mean by that. So we already know who I'm going for here if you've watched my preview. Jimmy Ricard, who is $6.50 or about that. I just thought the value aspect of this horse compared to a horse like Bakash, who both... Actually, I'll go to the form. So we see Bakash here in the Debutant Stakes finished 3 lengths off the winner, and Jimmy Ricard finished 5 lengths off the winner. So that's a 2-length difference. However, as I said yesterday, what's its name? Bakash was in the best part of the ground that day. Jimmy Ricard wasn't. It was stuck behind the leader and on that inside part of the track until it got off the leader's back and was sort of one batting late. I do think the way that Jimmy Ricard's, the way that it's come back this preparation is something to take note of. And I just think at those odds of $6.50, it was worth something. Vinny, you here? I thought you couldn't make it, mate. You cancelled your flight to watch. I'm just a YouTuber with 10 live stream viewers, mate. All right. Where were you flying to? Best bet she's an artist. We're going to get to that. Jimmy Ricard in the first for me, but let's get on to the fun. Race 2 and onwards. So, okay. There's only 2 factors for this race because it's a 2-year-old race over 1,600 metres. There's very little I'm looking for because there's usually one that stands out from the rest. So I'm going to go peaking 3rd to 5th up in the preparation. I think is going to be ideal for this race. And then finished in first half of field in a 100k plus race last start. That is either a Saturday race or a really expensive 2-year-old race elsewhere. Gold Coast to Melbourne. What were you in Gold Coast for, Vinny? Anyway, back to the race. Let's start putting some points in. So, but the favourite, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Buck Luke or Buck? I don't know. Someone's going to have to tell me how to pronounce that. Point. Just messing around. So you didn't cancel your flight. In the plane watching me. Wow. Get the person on your right or left to subscribe. Please and thank you. Cora is going to get a half a point because it's second up. Hold on. What am I doing? I'm unprepared today. Sorry, everyone. To stop flipping the screen so fast, I write all the horses down on a piece of paper. It's going to get a half a point. Number 4. So is number 5. 1 point for 6. And then Sky Deal's going to get a point. So is Bermondsey. 10's going to get a half a point. And there we go. That can do it. Number 6. Horse number 6 in this race, I was the bid spotter for at the sales. That doesn't mean anything to anyone, but I thought I'd say it. What did I say? Finished in first half field of 100. Flight attendant. You asked a flight attendant? Thank you, Vinny. Finished in first half of field in 100k plus race last start. So, yep, Buck Luke's going to get a point. This horse, no. Cora, yes, point. Gable, it's going to get... No, it's not going to get a point. Although it did finish here, so it's going to get a half a point. Decker's latest, no. Hawana Tamashi, no. Sky Deal, no. Bermondsey, no. Velda Warrior, no. And Aggressive, no. So that should separate them. 1, 1.5. So I'm pretty sure this horse is the favourite as I go to the market. Yes, Buck Luke, that's what I'm going to go with, is on a clear amount of points. And it is going to be my on-top selection in race number 2 at Flemington. If you're against the favourite, I'd love to know who you're with. But it's the one that's popped up on what I do. And once I've finished doing all the races, I'll do Quaddie outlines at the end of everything. So this is a very interesting race number 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 6 horses in the race. Vinny's got the favourite on top. So for this one, I've got 3 categories. The first one is right stage of prep. I like this sort of open class, high-end sprint race. Nothing fresh and nothing too deep into a campaign. I think the 4th to 6th up mark is the right sort of mark. 3 weeks or more in between runs. This has been a common trait in past winners of the Santa Ana Lane Sprint Series final that I've picked up on. And then the other category is consistently running at 1,200 metres. And what I mean by that is if we go back to its last 5 runs, if over half of them are over 1,200 meters, they're going to get a point. Buck Luke from Arcora says Vinny. I think I had that as well, didn't I? Yeah, Buck Luke from Arcora. So we're already seeing it similarly. Do you have Bakash in the first as well, or Jimmy Ricardo? Job done. Anyway, let's get on to this. Right stage of prep we're going to start with. Marble 9. Ooh, that's a lot of runs. It is 9th up, so nothing. Parade is going to get a point. Inhibitions, nothing. She Dances is going to get a point. Thespian Waters, nothing. And Here Comes the Stars going to get a point. So we've already got some outliners. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Marble 9 ran 2 weeks ago. We're looking for horses that ran 3 weeks ago or more. Marble 9's not going to get anything. Parade, not going to get anything. Inhibitions is going to get a half a point. And I mean 3 weeks in between runs, already having fitness because of the first category of right stage of prep. She Dances is going to get a point. Thespian Waters, nothing. And Here Comes the Star, nothing. So can anyone catch She Dances in this last category, consistently running at 1,200? Marble 9, 3 out of its past 5 have been at 1,200. That's good enough for me. 1 point. I'm meant to be writing this down. Parade, yes, it's going to get a point. Inhibitions, yes, it's going to get a point. She Dances, it's only got 2. I'm going to give it maybe a half a point. Thespian Waters, nah, and Here Comes the Star, yes. Okay, so let's input those results. So we've got a clear horse on top, and it's She Dances, one of Sky High Horse Racing's favourite horses. She Dances just ahead of Here Comes the Star, Parade, and then Inhibitions, Marble 9, and unlucky Thespian Waters has got 0 points. So let's have a look at the form of She Dances. I forgot to look at the form of Buck Luke, but it is the favourite. It won dominantly last start. Not much else to say. She Dances, it's got the Sydney form running in the Bob Charlie. I don't even know if any of this is good, to be honest. I'm just looking. The Hariba Stakes run was not bad. War Machine Group 1 winner, heavily backed in. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. 1,200 metre specialist, though. It's won at Flemington before. It's just come out good on the point system, so we're going to go with it. It's now wearing the Qatar colours, which is sort of the maroon with the yellow. What colour is... I'm just going to go with that. 12 people currently in the stream. Thanks everyone for taking time out of your day to tune in and watch me just freestyle it a bit. Alright, so this is the race that's interesting because I had Calcalo and now it's scratched. So who's going to be my selection? Who does everyone like in race 3, by the way? Does everyone like... Does anyone like She Dances? Let me check the market, actually. That might be a decent guide. Wow, Marble 9 is the clear favourite. She Dances at $12. Can anyone get around She Dances at 12s? Based off all my factors. Marble 9, I can understand why it's favourite. It's a good horse. Now, we'll go to race 4. So, 3... things. Lightweight, I'm talking 54 kilos or pretty close to it. SP under $10 last start in a Saturday race, meaning they're up to the class, and well backed last start. I like 3-year-olds, that middle distance range, to have market support in their starting price profile. So let's have some fun awarding points. Okay, everything maybe 3 to 8 are going to get half a point, and then on the minimum, all those horses are going to get 1 point. So 9, 10, 11 get 1 point. Alright. SP under $10 in Saturday race last start. Stand Around the Moon, $41. Even though it won, nothing. Everrain, no, it wasn't a Saturday race. So You Will, no. Orovero, it wasn't a Saturday race. No. From a Distance, yes, it's going to get a point. Winning Toast, well, yeah, I'll give it the point. Or do I give it a half a point? Maybe someone should tell me. Nobilas, no, it wasn't a Saturday race. Dark Bunny, it's close. I might give it a halfer. All right, not many horses fitted that criteria at all. Dark Bunny, about to take off. All right, hold on. Well backed last start. This is the last form factor for this race. Santa Ana Moon, it was a drifter. Everrain, well, got backed in a bit, but then it was a drifter, so no. So You Will, no. Orovero, got backed in a little bit late from 440 to 4. I might give it a halfer for that. From a Distance it's going to get a point. Winning Toast, no. Zorro's Flight, no. Nobilas was a drifter. Dark Bunny, nothing. And Southby, nothing. So only 1 point, and that is to From a Distance, who is clear on points and will be my on-top selection in the Silver Bowl now that Calcalo's out. It fits the bill. Let's have a look at its form. Ran well on a Saturday race last start. Pretty much has 54 kilos and it was well backed in. So I'm happy to go with From a Distance. Let's put that in. I'll watch replay. Thank you, Vinny. From a Distance. Give that green with blue. I'm pretty sure there's a hot favourite called Nobilas. $2.25, $5 about for From a Distance. That's all right. I think that's pretty good for From a Distance. This thing could bolt away, but it didn't fit the criteria of, it was a drifter last start. It's up in class from a Wednesday race to a Saturday race, but it has got the lightweight of 54 kilos. Equicast first time though. All right, let's move on to race 5 now, the Banjo Patterson. The Banjo Patterson is a 2,600 metre contest for the stayers. Last year, it was won by Berkshire Breeze. So these are the criterias we're looking for. So 5-year-old or less, we want sort of a horse that's getting into their prime in terms of career. Minimum weight, so another, again, 54 kilos or around about that. SP under $10 last start in a Saturday race. So that was what we had to deal with last race as well. And then this one started prep at 1,600 metres. Is a bit of an odd one, but I want to look for this to be sure that the horse that I'm going to award the most points to is an out-and-out stayer, and this isn't just a bit of an extension. 200 kilometres an hour, Vinny's going in the plane. I haven't even gone that fast in a car. All right. 5-year-old or less, let's get started. Adarkin's going to get a half a point, Samarco half a point, and Virtuous Circle's going to get a point. Bold Soul's going to get a point. So is 6 and 7. 8, Golden State Warrior, Samuel Langhorne, Captain Electric runs again. It's going to get a point, and so is Kirkliston Blue. So that didn't really change anything with any of those horses. 54 kilos or just about. So 6 down is going to get points. The SP of under $10 last start in a Saturday race. Adarkin, no. Samarco, no. Virtuous Circle, no. Bold Soul's going to get a point. Sharmarkand, maybe a half a point. And same with Fame. Golden State Warrior's going to get a point, and so is Samuel Langhorne, and I already know Captain Electric started $2.45. Kirkliston Blue, that was a Saturday race, but it was in Morphettville. It's going to get a point though anyway. 1, half, and then 1. All right. We might have to expand on some Horses Racing Australia pages here. Some of them. I'll circle the ones we might need to open up the Racing Australia a bit more to find out. I think it's just Kirkliston Blue. A Darkin started at 2,000 metres. That's going to get a point. Samarco started at 1,800. It's going to get a point. Virtuous Circle started at 2,000. That's going to get a point. Bold Soul 1,600. Point. Oh, we might have to give points to all runners here. Fame 1,500. Will it get a half a point? No. Golden State Warrior. Well, that's... Yeah, okay. I'm going to give it a point. I'm being generous. Samuel Langhorne, point. Sorry. Got distracted. Captain Electric, point. And this horse, Kirkliston Blue. Gee, when did its prep start? 1350? No. Okay, so we'll put in those results. Half a point to Bold Soul. I just changed that. So we got 3 horses on an equal amount of points here. Golden State Warrior, Samuel Langhorne, and Captain Electric. Does anyone have any idea which horse I should pick out of those 3? I'll put all of them in, but I know who I'm gonna lean to, but I won't say it until I get all these horses' names down. Golden State Warriors sort of got that maroon and yellow, the same as She Dances. Samuel Langhorne is the dark blue and the white. Captain Electric, the pink and the green. So, I love the intent. Hey Saminator, fan of the channel, what's going on with Friday nights? Is it a lecture? Yeah, it's a lecture. It's a lecture. I wish I was on at 7 p.m. because I feel more up and about. At 4 p.m. it just feels too premature, but I want to watch Carlton versus Collingwood tonight, so that's why I'm doing it early. I'm gonna lean towards Captain Electric here because I love the intent. Love the intent that they're showing, backing up. Intent. Oh, I'm not bolding. Hold on. Love intent. There we go. So that's my reasoning for liking Captain Electric. It will be my on-top selection in this race. And we're over halfway through the card. The early Quaddie legs are done. So by the time we get to the end of this video, I'm going to go through them all and give a verdict of maybe I'll do a skinny Quaddie and a long Quaddie. So we have 2 different things. We get to the AR Creswick Stakes, probably the most exciting horse I've seen for a long time is running in this race. She's an artist. I wonder if it'll come out on top on the thing. Alright, so I want them to have run last start and run really well within a length. I want them to have Flemington straight experience because they're lightly raced horses at 3 years old, and I want them to have run 1,100 metres last start. I feel like this time of year, all the best 3-year-old lead-up races to this race is typically over 1,100, so I want a horse that comes through that. So we'll start with within a length. I'm going to give a point to number 1. That's pretty much within a length. Nothing for number 2. Number 3 was a winner, so yes. Soft Love, I'm still sick from that photo, but it's going to get a point. So She's an Artist. Nothing for Field Elo, Duchess Zoo, and Long Brew. That rhymes. Is going to get points. Alright, Flemington straight winner. So this is just a simple case of looking at the track. If they've done anything, they haven't. No, nothing. Bridal Waltz, nothing, but it's been competitive. Madame Maserati, going to get a point. Bridal Waltz. Oh, should I give half a point to Bridal Waltz? I'm definitely giving a half a point to Soft Love because it should have won. She's an Artist is going to get a point. Phil Dillo might get a half a point. I'm going to give a half a point to Bridal Waltz as well just because I'm feeling generous. And then 1100 last start. So that'll be the final factor. So Bridal Waltz and Madame Maserati are going to get points. Soft Love, She's an Artist, Fieldello. There, okay, that'll do it. So we have two horses here on an equal amount of points. She's an Artist and Madame Maserati, but I can't go past She's an Artist. There's no point trying to debate my way of who I should pick for this one because I think this is the most exciting horse that I've seen for a while. She's an Artist, and I'll put Madame Maserati in. Maybe it'll be the backup for the Quaddie because I assume everyone will go one out. One out. She's an Artist. So She's an Artist should win ahead of Madame Maserati, who's on the same amount of points actually. Otaki races in New Zealand has been postponed till Tuesday. I don't really follow New Zealand racing, but it must be, I'm guessing, wet over there. Alright, so this is a nightmare race, the Mahogany Challenge final. There's 19 horses. So I'm looking for within 2 lengths last start in terms of performance because, I want the horse to be in form. And then 2,000 metres last start. I like the progression of these 3-year-olds to go from 2,000 to 2,500. And then I think having an international sire and or dam I usually like because usually international stayers are better than ours, so I decided to throw that category in as well. Mahogany Challenge final. So we'll go within 2 lengths last start first. Nothing for Politely Done. Chocolates will get a point. Niako Fraud. Hope I pronounced that okay. Nothing. Stylish Secret, Ant and Silver Pledge will get points. Prochester, nothing. Hot Majesty, nothing. Velas Machine will get a point. Champagne Jenny's going to get a point. So is Frontline Action and Love Your Mama. Mergasti is going to get a point. So is One Brother and Bearings. Chaussette is going to get a point. Nothing for Thinking Gold. And then Baffleck Point and... Alright, this is a big field, so this might take some time. Alright. Can I submit my tip for this week in the live chat, not the comment section? I want to jump on I Show Speed. Is that running tomorrow, is it? I might have a bet on it too. I actually think it's going to win as well. Paul Wheeler's in the chat. Race 6 Artist with Love backup. Paul, I'm doing a Quaddie. What do you think of this? I'm doing a Quaddie. What do you think? And then you can rate my Quaddie out of 10. Both early and the late Quaddie, and doing a skinny and a long Quaddie as well. So, just for a bit of fun. As you know, I'm not too good at it, but hopefully this new point system can assist me with Quaddies. So we're looking for now last start 2,000 metres. Chocolates is going to get a point, so is 3 and 4. I'm just going to say the numbers now because I can't be bothered saying the names. 5, 7, 8. Velas Machine. Frontline Action. Looking for last start 2,000 meters here. 16's going to get a point. So is 18. That'll do it. Okay, let's input these results. Okay, and then the final one has an international sire and or dam. We're looking for any other nation but Australia. Politely Done has a New Zealand sire. That's a point. Chocolates, nothing. Nieko Frod, yes, that's going to get a point. Stylish Secret, yes, point. Ant, nothing. Silver Pledge, number 6, is going to get a point. Number 7 is going to get a point, and so is number 8. Nothing for horse 9. Horse 10 will get a point. Number 11, yes. 12, yes. 14, yes. 15's out. 16, yes. 17, 18, 19. There we go. That'll do it. Okay, and then we can see if we've got a winner in this 19 horse field. That'll be 16 come tomorrow morning, but we don't know who's going to get scratched. All right, 3 horses on the same amount of points. Bearings, Frontline Action, and Stylish Secret. How am I going to split this? I'm going to go to each horse and decide for myself. So Stylish Secret, it ran 7th of 14 last start. Draws well though. Luke Cartwright can't claim. Not sure. Probably leaning towards, hopefully there's a better horse down here somewhere. Frontline Action, it ran 6th of 14. Again, not sure about it. And then Bearings, it was rocketing home. It's a John Sargent horse. Looks like up to the 2,500 should suit. It's going to be the one. So I'm going to... all 3 of these horses I'm going to highlight. Stylish Secret, the light blue and the white. Gee, that doesn't make for good viewing, does it? We need to... Yeah, that'll do. Stylish Secret, Frontline Action, and leaning towards Bearings in the Collingwood colours. And I'll make it clear that leaning to this horse. What's the price of Bearing? I haven't been checking the odds lately. Let me actually do that for the other races really quick. So Stylish Secret's 19. That's good value. $21 for Frontline Action, and then Bearings $8.50. That's pretty good. So I had Captain Electric again. I'm going with it again. It is the favourite, $3.80. Bold Soul and Virtuous Circle have to carry the weight, but they're right in the market too. And then, yeah, She's an Artist, $1.60. No surprises. Let's get on with arguably the feature of the day. It is the Winter Championship Final. So, what I'm looking for here, a hard fit horse that's been consistently racing throughout the winter months. SP, under $10 last start in a Saturday race, so I know they're up to the class. And then a typical Winter Championship winner would have run at the meeting at Flemington 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to give a point for that. So by hard fit, hold on, I'm just going to go quickly get my phone. So usually Racing Australia have the stage of prep, but the chat, I forgot to read chat. 2:30 a.m. here in the States right now. Gee, you just sitting awake watching me, Paul? If you are, I really do appreciate that. Champman 195. Wow, just checked our group. Nice winners today. I haven't been doing my part so far. Yeah, Wimbledon hasn't been too kind to us so far, has it? What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I'm gonna get up Sportsbet because it has it eradicates let ups and ensures it's in the same prep. Well, we're on 47. I haven't actually watched the last race at Rockhampton where I had a bet. Did it win? It did win. Dream Smart. Wow. Sorry for getting off track, everyone. I'm just trying to get this, but my phone's so slow. Yes, Champman195. It was a very good day. I've clicked on the wrong track. This is going pear-shaped now. Everyone, you can go up, get up, make a sandwich, come back, and I would still be trying to get this phone to work. I really should have had this prepared. Is Yellow Sam scratched? It is. Thank you, Paul. Yellow Sam's out. Would I have picked Yellow Sam just because that's my name? No. But I do like the horse. It is a very good horse. I'd love to part own it. So no one's out. All right, let's do this. So by hard fit, I mean, let's say fifth up and beyond. So Barclay Square, I'm going off my phone for this one. Barclay Square's first up, so it's not going to get a point. Detonator Jack is second up. It's not going to get a point either. I'll put my phone over this side so I'm closer to the microphone. Jimmy the Bear's fifth up, point. Dashing is fifth up. It's going to get a point. All of these prices are in market order, so I have to keep scrolling back and forth. Holy Mans and Munamek are going to get points, and then we've got horse 7 Pounding who's going to get a point. Number 8, Forgot You, half a point, I reckon. 10, horse 10. Oh, that's the favourite. It's going to get a half a point because it's fourth up. Hughes is going to get a point. While I'm here, Cafe Millennium's not going to get anything. Magnus Spin will get a point. Ocean Beyond will get a point. And who's number 14? Red Galaxy might get a half a point. All right, there's the... I can get the phone out the way now. That was painful. All right. All the way, Forgot You, halfer. Oh, Too Good, halfer. Who's Red Galaxy, Ocean Beyond. SP under $10 in a Saturday race last start. Barclay Square, nothing. Detonator Jack, well, it opened under $10, so but it started above, so I might give it a half a point. Jimmy the Bear, point. Nothing for Dashing. Holy Mans is going to get a point. Pounding, yeah, I'm going to give it the point. Forgot You, no. Oh Too Good, yes. And Hughes, yes. Magnus Spin, halfer. My chair keeps squeaking. It's really annoying me. Cafe Millennium, yes. Red Galaxy, yes. That might do us. Put in these results for the Winter Championship final, category number 2. Ran 2 weeks ago at the Flemington meeting. As I said before, this is a key lead-up for this Winter Championship each and every year. Nothing for Detonator Jack. Jimmy the Bear going to get a point. Nothing for Dashing. Holy Mans is going to get a point. Pounding's going to get a point. O2 Good. Nah, no points for the favourite. Magnus Spin will get a point. So will all the horses below. Did I say Magnus Spin? Yeah, I did. Okay. So right, 3 horses on equal amount of points. They are Pounding, Holy Mans, and Jimmy the Bear. I saw somewhere that O2 Good is the favourite. Okay. Jimmy the Bear 550, Holy Man's 13, Pounding 21. Well, Pounding I'm not sure about because it started $11 here and I said SP under 10, so maybe I'll reduce it to half a point because we need to pick one for an on-top selection. But it's going to still be in green because it's pretty much under $10 SP. Holy Mans. Don't mind. It was 2.5 lengths off Jimmy the Bear last start, and then Jimmy the Bear itself. It has drawn a bit wide. Holy Mans or Jimmy the Bear? I might just... oh, wrong sheet. I'm going to put both of them in. I might go Holy Mans just because of the price. Holy Mans is at $13. Leaning to this horse for value, and I also think drawn gate 5 as opposed to Jimmy the Bear in gate 14 might suit it as well. Alright, Holy Mans. Does anyone agree? Pounding could start off right now and still not win the race. There is some truth to that, especially if it's... Does Pounding love good or hate good? I forgot what it was. No, he loves good. If it was a soft track, which it will be tomorrow, then yeah, Pounding might struggle. We're up to the last race, the Leilani Series Final. This is the horse I'm adding into my unit plays, which I mentioned at the start of the live stream. And it is number 2, Fire of Etna. I really like this horse. Of another glance, it loves this distance range, the 1400 meters. It's well weighted in these conditions with the 54 kilos. It did well to win first up. There was some money around for it on that day. It's a winner second up in the past. And from gate 1, it should map similarly to like it did here, where it drew gate 1. And I think Fire of Etna can get the job done. But because of the fact that I wanted to do a quaddie, we're going to do all of this stuff anyway to find my second best bet, or horses that we can throw around Fire of Etna in a potential quaddie. So black, and that's Fire of Etna's colours. Okay, so what are we looking for here? We're looking for 5-year-old or less, and then just because, again, progressiveness, under 2 lengths last start in a Saturday race, and cover, most horses are going to get a point for that. But how many horses? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Okay. So we're looking for 5-year-olds or under. Running by is going to get a point. So is Molly Knickers, Sassy Boom, and Stylish. We might have a lot of horses equal here. 6 and 7, half a point. 9, 10, 12 and 13. Okay, this is not... I thought there'd be a little bit more differentiation in this race, but... Wait, is Carboniki scratched? It is. I went straight over it. And then points for Miss Tarzi, Riverina Power, Jazz Affair, Southern Fire. Running by is going to get a point within 2 lengths last start in the Saturday race. Molly Knickers, half a point. Sassy Boom's going to get a point, and so is Stylish. Terra Star, this might be a wide quaddie leg, this one. Point. Cindy Falls, half a point. Miss Tarzi, nah. Riverina Power, half a point. Half a point. I might give Miss Tarzi a half for the SP. Jazz Affair, no. And Southern Fire, no. So... Okay. And then I'm pretty much just going to go on race 9 at Flemington. Go to the TAB speed map. And then whichever horse is going to lead and settle outside it. Maybe Sassy Boom running by on its outside. And Terra Star might get trapped 3 wide, no cover. So 1, 6 and 4. I'll give this horse negative a half because I don't know if there's going to be a 3 wide line or not. But -1, -1. So Stylish out of everything else would be just ahead of Molly Knickers, Terra Star, Miss Tarzi, and Riverina Power in the last. But if you just tuned in, Fire of Etna I'm adding to my unit plays tomorrow, and that's the only horse from the rest of the Flemington card I'm adding to my unit plays. We'll quickly recap who I'm with on the card based off the points, and then let's outline some quaddies. So Jimmy Ricard in the first, as said in my preview. The favourite in race 2, who I can't pronounce, I'm going to go with Buck Luke. It is my on-top selection based off the points. Sheet Answers at $12. To be honest, that race is very even. From a distance, judging off the point system, I think it can knock off the favourite Nobilas. It was a 3-way tie between Golden State Warrior, Samuel Langhorne, and Captain Electric in race 5, but I'm siding with Captain Electric because I love the intent. Weak back up 600 metres. Race 6, hopefully we get to see a good horse at her best. She's an artist and win again. Then we've got a 3-way tie in the Mahogany Challenge final, the 19-horse field for 3-year-olds. Stylish Secret, Frontline Action, and Bearings. I like Bearings because it's stepping up to 2,500. It was good at the end of last start, and John Sargent trains it. It was a 2-way tie between Jimmy the Bear and Holy Mans in the Winter Championship final. I was leaning towards Holy Mans because I think it's drawn better, and the fact that it's $13 or so compared to Jimmy the Bear 5 is really good. And Fire of Etna in the last, I just like it set up, as I mentioned before, ahead of Stylish, who ended up being the highest point scorer of the rest of the field. So we'll start a new page. We'll start with, I think, the early quaddie. I'm going to get the quaddie tomorrow. I can just feel it off this point system. So we'll start with early quaddie. We'll start with the skinny. I reckon we'll start with the skinny early quaddie. How am I going to format this? Skinny. All right. Race 2. So let's go back to the points. Gonna try and go skinny. Skinny, everyone knows what that means. So 1 is definitely in. The 3 is a clear second though on points, 1.5 compared to 1. Everyone in Australia is just going to have 1 out on the favourite. So, you know what? I might throw in number 3. Where's my page? Here it is. 1 and 3. Then in race 3, 2.5 sheet answers, and then 2 parade and 7 here comes the star. Do we add those in? Yeah, why not? How skinny are we talking? 3, 5, and 7 in that one. Silver Bowl from a distance is well clear of Winning Toast and Dark Bonnie. Do I go one out on from a distance? Or do I throw in 7 and 10? I might look at the percentage of the quaddie once we finish and make a decision. Oops. Then race 5. Well, it was a 3-way tie, and then we've got clear on 3.5 points, Shamakand, but this is the skinny quaddie, so 8, 9, 10. So 2 by 3 is 6, by 3 is 18, by 3 is 54. If we take out Winning Toast and Dark Bunny, it's 2 by 3 by 1 by 3, which is $18 for 100%. I kind of want to take out Winning Toast and Dark Bunny. Okay. So skinny will be $18 for 100%. And then, is there really any point in doing a wide quaddie? Because, you know, who wants to see a wide quaddie? $18 for 100%. That looks alright. I don't want to do a massively long quaddie, but I'm just going to do a longer quaddie. We'll call it longer. But not too much longer. I don't want to be necessarily throwing in horses that I don't really know. So I'm not throwing in a lot of horses in this race. We're just going to stick with the 1 and the 3. Then in race 3, inhibitions is clear on 1.5 points. Do we throw in inhibitions? Well, it's a longer quaddie, so we might as well. And then race 4. Actually, no, I'm not going to throw in inhibitions because I accidentally gave it a point for this, even though I didn't like horses first up. So, no, I'm taking inhibitions out. Leaving out Marble 9, the favourite, and Nobilas. So, yeah, good start. 6, add in, I could add in 9 and 11 in the quaddie here, in the longer quaddie. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. And then, wrong page. Throw in Shamakand and that'll do it. 6, 8, 9, 10. So the longer quaddie is here. So 2 by 3 is 6, by 5 is 30, by 120. There we go. That's a longer quaddie, but if you want to take a couple of horses out of that longer quaddie, maybe take out 9 and 11 in race 4 and stick with 7 and 10 and 6 in that race. So there we go. That's the outline of the early quaddie. Now let's go to the main quaddie. We'll start with, again, skinny. So, race 6. Which page am I on? The AR Creswick. Okay. The thing is, Madame Maserati's on the same amount of points. Every single person in Australia is going to have one out. She's an artist. So I'm going to throw in Madame Maserati. 3 out of 5. Next, race 7. The Mahogany Challenge Final. We're just going to go with the horses on the most amount of points, 4, 11, and 16. Win a championship. 3 and 5 are in. We're going skinny. We're leaving out 0 Too Good. Because then pounding's in a tie with the others. And then in the last, well, Fire of Etna's in, and I might throw in Stylish as well. 2 by 3 is 6, by 2 is 12, by 2 is 24. So 24 for 100% for this skinny Quaddie. Then we'll do the longer Quaddie. Alright, and that'll do us for the video, or the live stream I should say. Where am I? Which page am I on? The AR Creswick. So I might... Soft Love's clearly the third best elect, so I'm going to throw in Soft Love in this one. Race 7, the Mahogany Challenge Final. Look how many horses are on 2. Like, which horse am I supposed to throw in out of that? How am I supposed to make that decision? Do I just go the ones the shortest in the market? I don't know. Yeah, I might do that. I know that Chocolates and... I might go on the TAB. Unless you just want to throw in every single horse that's on 2 points, but I don't think that'd be too good. The only horses in single figures that are on 2 points are 2 and 9, so I'd say let's just throw them in. 2, 4, 9, 11, 16... Race 8, 3, 5, 7, and then we'll throw in 12 Magna Spin and 14 Red Galaxy. Imagine if Pounding got up for the Quaddie. And then in the last, the Leilani. I'm not... I don't want to throw in all these horses on 1.5 points. So you know what? We'll just keep it at Fire of Etna and Stylish. 3 by 5 is 15, by 5 is 75, by 2 is 150. So there's your skinny Quaddie and longer Quaddie for both early and late Quaddies. If you want this to trim up a bit, as I said before, maybe take out the favourite and also number 11 and keep 7 and 10 and 6. But you do you. Those are all the selections again. Thanks everyone for watching this live stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Until next week's live stream, bye for now.